If you've been telling yourself, I guess I'm just getting older, every time you feel tired or exhausted, I want you to stop for a second. What if the problem isn't your age? What if your body has been trying to tell you something all along? After 20 years in the fitness industry coaching women, I've learned lots of things. And when a woman comes to me feeling exhausted, fatigued, or tired, I don't start with a different diet or a harder workout. I start with 4 simple questions. And before I get into that, it's going to be a great video. It's your girl, Chelsea C., your fitness and nutrition coach. If you're a woman over 40 who's ready to build a stronger body, reclaim your energy, and live your best life, you're in the right place. So around here, we're not chasing quick fixes or fighting against age. We're building strength, confidence, and healthy habits so you can make your next chapter your best chapter. All right, so let's get right into it. So while our bodies absolutely do change as we get older, feeling exhausted all the time shouldn't automatically be accepted as normal. And in American culture specifically, it's almost like a badge of honor, right? Like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I did 80 million things. I'm more exhausted. And then we have exhaustion badges, right? I don't want an exhaustion badge. I want to feel great. I want to have great energy. I want to be ready to go. What's next? Yes, I did this and that, right? But for many women, that's not the case. So before we talk about what you should change, let's talk about the questions that reveal what your body actually needs. Because good coaches assess before they prescribe. So let's get right into it. These are the 4 questions in no particular order, okay? The first one I'll talk about today is, how many hours of sleep are you getting? Are you getting 7 to 9? Are you waking up several times during the week, during the evening or the night, I should say? Do you stay up scrolling on your phone? See, sleep is where your body restores itself. And if you're consistently running on 5 to 6 hours, no amount of healthy eating can completely make up for that. Now, there are some exceptions. I know some people that can live off 3 or 4 hours of sleep and they run great. And that's probably 1 or 2% of the population. So unless you fit in that, we need to get more sleep. Okay. I'll tell you a quick story real quick. I remember working with a client, we'll call her Teresa, okay? She was 51, married, raising two teenage kids, had her own private practice, and was helping her older mother out with a couple of things as well. And every time we would start our workouts, she would be completely exhausted before we even get started. She just like made it, right? So before I noticed that, of course, and before I changed nutrition or her workouts out, I asked her how many hours of sleep was she getting? And she said maybe 5 on a good day, right? Then she looked at me and said, I've been doing this since my daughter, who is now 18, has been born. So we looked at her calendar and it was packed. Sun up, sundown, always something. She was taking care of everyone else, but there wasn't much room left to take care of herself. Now, if that sounds vaguely like how something that you may have encountered, you're in the right place. So have no fear. We're going to hook you up, all right? So that one answer, once she gave me that answer, completely changed everything. And once we made a plan around her sleep, I mean, everything else became easier and things just, her life really did change. And I'll dive deeper into that story and give you all the background and help you change as well in the next video. But we're going to stay focused here, okay? So now Teresa's story is a great example of why I don't guess, I ask questions. And over the years, I found that most women who come to me feeling exhausted are usually sleep deprived, one. The next question I'll ask is, what does breakfast look like? Oh. And honestly, I probably already know the answer. Most women say coffee, maybe a pastry, maybe nothing until lunch. If that also sounds like you, don't feel judged. It's just incredibly common. I tell you, I work with these, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've seen a lot of things. So after an overnight fast, and that's what your body is doing as you sleep, your body benefits from nourishment. So that first meal of the day, even if it's an hour or so after, it doesn't have to be as soon as you pop up. It needs to be something nourishing so you can continue to get energy and go, right? So even something as simple as a piece of fruit. I love protein, starting off with some protein. Um, I also always encourage water first thing. 8 to 16 ounces of not warm water, room temperature water. If you can throw a lemon in it, great. If you can't, just drink the water. And then we have the coffee and all that. Again, we'll spend an entire video on breakfast, but I just want you to be aware, what are you having? What are you putting in your body for breakfast? All right, on to the next one. The next question, do you have a plan or are you making food decisions all day? So meal planning, everyone loves this one, right? When every meal is a last minute decision, it's easy to grab what's convenient. And what's convenient is usually in a package. It's usually ultra processed. It's usually fast foods. It's stuff that we know that our bodies really don't need on a daily basis, right? Every so often, not a big deal. But every day, yes, it could be an issue. So that's not a lack of willpower. It's just a lack of a simple system. So one of my favorite sayings is, success starts before you're hungry. So have you ever been to the grocery store and you haven't eaten? And then what ends up happening? You just buy a bunch of stuff, right? You overspend because you were hungry and everything looked great. Okay, so planning doesn't mean spending hours in the kitchen, because I know as soon as I say meal plan, people are like, I don't have time to meal plan. You actually don't have time not to meal plan, but we'll get into that in that video. Okay, sometimes it just means it could be as simple as knowing what's for breakfast and lunch for the next day or two. And usually if you plan ahead, it's going to be a better choice than a bagel on the run, right? Or stopping at Starbucks and getting a croissant or something like that, right? So also, and we'll get into this in the video as well, no one talks about the mental shift that happens when you plan your meals for the week. Like mentally, I'll call some of my clients, be like, what are you having for A, B, and C? Actually, I already know because they give me their plan. And they'll say, oh, I'm having this. I'm going to take out the salmon and have some baked potatoes or whatever. But they already have it planned out. And that's a mental thing they don't have to worry about anymore. That's one mental thing that's off their plate. And it changes. It's a game changer. I'm just going to put it like that. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to believe me. Just do it. All right, I digress. Let's stay focused. The last question of the day is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how stressed are you right now? You can answer that. I'll wait. 1 would be, I'm in the Caribbean, feet up, getting a massage and drinking something cool and refreshing. 10 is, I don't even know where I am half the time. I'm just struggling to get through this day or this moment. See, stress affects more than your mood. It can affect your appetite, your food choices, your sleep, your energy, and also cortisol. You know, people talk about that all the time. Inflammation. Stress is really not a good thing. So if your stress is an 8 or 9, that's important information. Anything 8 and above, okay? It tells me we need to build habits that support your whole lifestyle, not just your plate, right? Or maybe you're exercising too much and that's giving you more stress, right? Or maybe you need to do some meditation, you need to relax. It could be anything, but we want to know where your stress level is, because then that also gives you the ability to know how much output you can do on a daily basis, right? You want to set yourself up for success. I want you to be successful. So if you answer these questions honestly, you probably already have a better idea of where your energy might be leaking. And here's the good news. None of this requires perfection. It's just small changes repeated constantly can make a big difference. So it's just about consistency, right? You do it, That's what it's about. Consistency is the mother of mastery. All right, so we got a Chelsea's challenge real quick. Chelsea C challenge before the next video. Our next video, I want you to do one thing. If you haven't already started jotting something, grab a notebook, pen, pad, maybe you have a digital thing. I want you to write down how many hours of sleep you're getting. What do you usually have for breakfast? You can write it right now if you want. Do you meal plan? That's a yes or no. How stressed are you from a scale of 1 to 10? Now, I don't want you to try to fix anything right now. I just want you to be aware. All right. So next video, we're going to tackle question 1, which was sleep. And we're going to talk about that before we talk about anything else, because that's really important. Are you giving your body enough time to recover? All right. If this has been helpful for you, please like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things so that I can help more people and I can make sure that you're getting what you need as well. Okay? Remember, every healthy choice you make today is helping your body build a body. Every healthy choice you make today is helping you build a body that's ready for your next chapter. Okay? Until next time, it's your girl, Chelsea C. Have a good one.